Teros in the tournament so far, going to be coming in with that Roman Reigns. On the other side, there's Tinix, and you can currently see some of the matches that we'll be watching. There you see Kresuu versus Tinix, and then S-Grape and Zapapi, Nye, and Fizz happening later on. So we've got currently Kresuu locked in on the Roman Reigns. We see Tinix locked in on the Val.
Yeah, Kresuu was looking very dominant earlier in the previous sets coming off of this Teros. Just looking at his path through the bracket in top 32, he went 3-1 over S-Grape. But Tinix also looking very solid, went 3-0 over Toby. Now they both played Teros previously. Kresuu is going to keep that coming over Val, or Tinix is going to come in on the Val. No strength stance coming from Kresuu, so I'm a little bit saddened by that. We've seen a lot of Teroses lately have been opting into that strength stance.
Yo, that 9 strength. I think that's one of the big things that I'm seeing from a lot of these Teroses is, like, even if you go back and watch the Kresuu versus S-Grape match, right? A lot of it was like S-Grape building a lot of damage and then Kresuu just kind of doing his Teros thing, just slowly starting to win out in those damage builds. You're seeing the signatures already starting to come out from Kresuu, but Tinix very high away from that side signature.
Just kind of staying as far away from the axe as he can, but the second he goes in, there's a D-Sig from Kresuu, goes in for another one.
He's going full Teros Brain to start off the set. Like, he didn't even like warm up into the Teros Brain. He's like, I'm just going to start throwing out these 6 because if they hit, they do damage.
There's a weapon spawn that comes in. Tinix grabs it off the soft platform after Kresuu disarmed himself with a right side weapon toss. Arc in that weapon toss as one comes right into him. Almost the KO. That's slightly higher than average defense, holding on for Kresuu, but it doesn't hold on for Tinix as the neutral air is going to take him off the top. Kresuu is going to stick with the hammer here. Ooh, D-Light into the recovery. Weapon toss goes out from both players. You see how far it sends Kresuu. Tinix posted up for the edge guard situation. It's not going to take much. Nice little sweet spot there. That's going to be the KO. Even game here in game 1.
Very close here in the European region. Tinix with the gauntlets because the downlight sider still maintaining this damage as Kresuu not finding any response. Again, sidelight recovery into the nair this time. Kresuu finally finding a hit, but because of that Teros, those hits do so much damage.
Oh, he was just looking for.
Why would you do that?
Kresuu is a very cheeky Teros, very much a ranked Teros.
Yeah. This is a ranked Teros nutter right there. That I don't know what that side sig was, though. Tinix had all the time in the world to just watch him come down, get a nice little nair. Didn't get a lot off of it, but a side sig to punish the side sig whiff from Tinix, and Kresuu has the stage control.
Going to be staying here in the middle. That weapon spawn is on the soft platform. Neutral air from Tinix going to send Kresuu away. Oh, another down signature picks up.
Ooh, just barely missed that down air. Kresuu going to get above. Goes for another risky play with that gravity cancel down heavy, just kind of trying to spin to win there, and Tinix able to get back up safely. The neutralite Kresuu running out of jumps, and the ground pound will finish off the second stock of Kresuu.
Tinix is going to take the lead here, going to juggle weapons just a little bit, opting for the gauntlets. Kresuu already looking for the next spawn that comes in. It's to the right side. Tinix able to get to it quickly. Has a second pair of gauntlets. Next weapon for him is going to be a sword. Another spawn coming in on the right side. Not what Kresuu needs right now, but he does find the D-Light into the recovery. Doesn't KO, but sends Tinix far away enough that he grabs the hammer, throws out the side air, gets the KO, and we have a basically even game. 10 to 15 damage separates these two players.
Kresuu opting to stick with the hammer. Nice spot dodge inside of that sword neutralite. Very perfect because that is very hard to do. Generally, sword neutralite active frames will beat out those iframes. Unfortunately, though, Kresuu does get shoved off over to this corner, but with the side air, gets back up safely.
Kresuu putting a lot of space between him and Tinix before he decides to go in. See him immediately backdashing again, going for the cheeky neutral sig like he did last time. It does not hit, but also he doesn't have the follow-up side signature this time, which is probably for the better.
Yeah. Oh, man. You see the stars come out. Kresuu still able to get to the wall touch. No weapon spawn. There's the hammer again. And Tinix punishes the dash dodge from Kresuu for the downlight recovery. And Tinix is going to take game number 1.
Now, it did take an additional 160 damage for Tinix to find all 3 KOs compared to the 505 that Kresuu put out. So if Kresuu can maybe rein it in just a little bit, we're seeing his bans coming out now, taking out Crystal Temple, Demon Island, Apocalypse, the Dome, and Small Mammoth. Going to give us 2 soft platform maps and then Small Brawlhaven. Tinix saying, get those gross soft platforms, ew, yuck, out of here. I want to go to Brawlhaven.
Yeah, with bans like that, it was basically Kresuu saying, pick Small Brawlhaven, because there's like one of these is not like the others, and obviously Tinix is going to pick the odd one out with the Small Brawlhaven. Of course, Small Brawlhaven, close kill boxes, going to work out in favor of the person who was struggling to finish off stocks.
Yeah, it was taking Tinix a considerable amount of damage, basically an additional stock's worth of damage for him to find those KOs, so he might not struggle here. This might be actually a perfect pick for Tinix as we get into this. Going to be even so far. The axe comes out for Kresuu, zoning out with that downlight. Huge anti-air opportunities there. Kresuu is over on the wall. He safely gets back. Tinix is going to back away from everything, punish the sidelight with a sidelight of his own. Now, Tinix is the only one with a weapon yet again. Spawn comes in. Kresuu grabs the hammer. Spot dodge is coming around. A little bit of spaghetti from all players, but a side stick from Kresuu is going to end that little engagement. Oh, no, a neutral signature. Is it going to KO in orange?
Oh, the down heavy as well from Kresuu. And Kresuu, like, every now and then he just kind of turns on the rank nutter mode and it works out in his favor.
Ooh, just completely outweighting that. Doesn't even try and punish it immediately. Just wants that weapon spawn there. He's finding some solid answers back. D-Light recovery going to take out off the top.
And Tinix has his pick of weapons. Kresuu not able to get that jump neutral air, but a falling neutral air will work out. Waiting for the weapon pickup. Finally picks up the axe, but still Tinix with that little bit of a damage lead.
Nice nair into the recovery. Continue to chase with another neutral air. Kresuu's going to land, hit Tinix with a neutral light. Good dodging coming out from Tinix. Avoiding and then dodging several of Kresuu's attacks, putting out a lot of unanswered damage compared to Kresuu right now. Almost dodged through that. Oh, D-Light dare? A little bit interesting why he went for the dare instead of the side air, since that was going to be the closer KO.
I think he just knew that the damage wasn't quite there. At least with the D-Light dare, you have that threat of like an immediate ground pound. But doesn't need it. The recovery from Tinix, and Tinix looking very strong here to take game number 2.
Doesn't even go for the additional juggle because he would have had to throw his weapon, pick up the gauntlets, and then throw his weapon again to get back to the sword. The sword is definitely his most successful weapon as he falls into the tip of that D-Sig from Kresuu. D-Light dare, tries to fastball down and go for the nair, gets away from the side signature. Tinix really turning it up.
He is just punishing these signatures. Kresuu is whiffing every single signature, and Tinix is finding punishes on them. Goes for the side signature. Kresuu's past it. But Kresuu is bleeding out here in game number 2. Down air, still has jumps, goes for a risky ground pound, but Tinix has the stocks to play with and is gonna lose one of them to the recovery of Kresuu.
You're seeing these signatures coming out from Kresuu, and they are not having the success that they did before. You're seeing like the sort of ranked nutter play style running into someone who places well in tournaments. Not that Kresuu is just a ranked nutter by any means. Very strong player in EU, of course, this far into the tournament, but it seems like those gimmicks are starting to not work. He's switching over a little bit to some more neutral game. See the side light come in. There's the neutral light from Tinix. About to close this one out. He has it in his fingertips. The recovery off the top. Tinix is going to take another one.
Yeah, and you saw, like, again, it's like that gambler's mentality, right? Kresuu gets that small jackpot of hitting a hammer neutral signature on a low damage opponent, and suddenly he's like, all right, I got money coming in. But it's all a bait. He keeps going for these options, and for the most part, Tinix is the one winning out. Tinix is the house, and the house always wins.
We're seeing Kresuu thinking if he wants to get up from the poker table, maybe go over to the blackjack table, as he hasn't chosen his new legend yet to play against Tinix.
Does Kresuu have another legend? So far, to my knowledge, there's just the Taros, so I'm curious. I don't know if you've been watching any of the wrestling recently, but maybe he's going to make a call to Jey Uso to come give some help. But right now, oh, it's going to be the swap over to the Bryn. Looks like we've gone from Texas Hold'em to Blackjack, like you were saying.
Coming in with this level 39 Bryn against the level 52 Val from Tinix.
Would you consider Bryn the Blackjack of?
I don't think you consider one a game or the other. I think the two are like completely not comparable.
Yeah, that's an apples to oranges right there. But final gamble here for Kresuu. Game number 3. Tinix going to be coming in, gets that spawn weapon, that slightly higher movement speed from Tinix. Going to work out in his favor.
Now, we have seen a continued amount of Bryn lately from a lot of players, even surviving through the current Greatsword meta that we're in. Tinix running the beginning of this game, though. We have the Axe carryover for Kresuu, but he hasn't been able to do hardly anything with it yet. These neutralites from Tinix have been punishing Kresuu so much.
But suddenly Kresuu finding some life with the Axe. Nice neutral sig, reading that dodge down from Tinix. Trying to punish the spot dodge there, that panic jump out of the spot dodge, but Tinix able to avoid it. Damage is being done. Down signature, swings just enough behind him.
Now, with a more overall usable signature kit, like Teros has some good sigs, but all of his sigs are not the best. Compare that to Bryn, that can use a lot of different signatures more frequently and not feel as much pain as like a Teros user would. And that's working out for him so far. There are still 3 games that he would have to win against Tinix. So that gives Tinix time to adapt to the way that he's playing this Bryn, just like Tinix adapted to the way that he was playing the Teros.
And at its core, Kresuu still has some of those player habits. You saw just at the end of that first stock, Tinix with the read of the dodge in from Kresuu. But you're seeing the spear come out from Kresuu, trying to get that read. You saw the side light, chase dodge, turnaround side light, but Tinix has the same basics with the gauntlets.
Neutral Air is going to end up sending Kresuu over to the edge, backing away from the side light, then coming in with the punish. Spot dodges through the nair. Kresuu has Tinix over on the edge, expecting him high. Tinix was just a little bit too high for the neutral light. Another one, and gets punished immediately upon landing with the neutral light. There's the side light recovery, does miss. Kresuu throwing out a lot of D-lights. You're hearing that sound coming out quite a lot. Very few of them have made contact, but like 4th or 5th one is the charm. Ground pound going in. We didn't see him pull out of this one like the Wushang earlier. We saw him just immediately fully commit to it. Didn't have that Spyro.
He needed to hit it there. Nice punish from Kresuu, and that is going to be a slight stock advantage, but it's just looking like a repeat of those first stocks so far. Nice. I like the ejection seat on that one.
Yeah. Man, Tinix's punish with the sword neutral lights on so many options that Kresuu is going for. He's done so many of them, and so many have been successful. Weapon toss going down, not able to grab the weapon in time, also gets hit by the side air. Tinix just a little bit behind here. 50 to 60 damage separates these two players. We're coming in 3 minutes into this game. Kresuu grabs the axe. We'll see if more of those signatures are coming out. Kresuu kind of pulled back on him. There's the neutral sig.
But you're still seeing kind of the same mentality of Kresuu just pushing forward towards Tinix, and Tinix is like, all right, well, I have high movement speed. All I have to do, backstep, outspace a little bit, and then I can punish you with these neutral lights, and you're just going to keep running forward at me.
I wonder if we're going to get a goofy down signature from Kresuu that ends up hitting because it's a goofy option. Side sig has Tinix in the orange. Kresuu has weapon control. Tinix disarmed. Middle of the stage is for Kresuu. D-light side air. Weapon toss goes up. Weapon toss goes 45 degrees. Kresuu grabs the spear he had originally.
Downlight? No, doesn't even need it. Goes in with the neutral signature. Kresuu gonna barely hold on, taking game number 3. One thing I'd like to see though, downlight ends it. He does. You see it. You're seeing on the replays right now. Downlight side air. When just a second ago with the spear, downlight side air. Downlight ends it. Good option for Brins. Just saying.
Now, you did see Tinix just lock in the J-Yun for a second. He did move back off of it, But of course, Kresuu is in the Greatsword XD clan. He is going in with the Jae-Yun. This could be the mental breaker for Kresuu.
Yeah, Jae-Yun gonna play very differently from the Val. It still has that like string ability, that read focus, but completely different neutral game, completely different wake-up options. It's gonna be a very steep learning curve for Kresuu to try to figure out how Tinix wants to play this, whereas Tinix already has a little bit of an idea of how Kresuu is gonna be playing this Brit.
First weapon he picks up is the Greatsword. Already coming out, has found 5 unanswered hits as the spear comes in for Kresuu. There's the sidelight, turning around the neutral light, gets the 4 hit as well. Now this isn't just
looking.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, this isn't looking like baby's first Jae-Yun right now. Tinix, you saw he had that reset, had the opener, and then immediately dodged it. There you see it again. He's going for some resets, so he's definitely at least put in some time on this Jae-Yun.
He does have a skin for the Jae-Yun. He has, what's that Greatsword called? Skyforged. Skyforged. I couldn't come up with Skyforged. He has Skyforged Greatsword. So he has spent time on the Jae-Yun. I'm looking up his character right now. He's going to find the first KO only in the yellow. He's in a good spot.
Yeah, this is looking rough for Kresuu. Spear does have some good things working for it in this matchup. Of course, you can use those neutral lights if you can punish those openers from the opponent. But again, Tinix, so good at going for these opener resets.
His Jae-Yun is level 21, so not even enough experience to get the black color scheme just yet.
Punish opportunity. You were in position. You walked forward. He dodged into you, and you did nothing. Kresuu making some odd options here, but does still find the recovery.
Ooh, the neutral signature comes out from Tinix. That's one of the first ones he used. He just used it raw, too, and Kresuu went into it.
Ooh.
Maybe taking, oh man, gets the side light into the chase dodge forward neutral signature. Kresuu finds the KO, but man, he is so far behind here. Almost a full stock difference between these two players. Weapon spawn coming in all the way to the right side. Tinix grabs it, no problem. There's the side sig. I expected it to come out very quickly, but Kresuu finds a 3-hit.
Good read, but Tinix has the consistency with the sword. Downline into the recovery, and Kresuu now on final stocks here in the winner bracket.
Now, seeing this and how Kresuu is playing against this Greatsword, with his clan being Greatsword XD, this is going to be a very frustrating set because Kresuu had a victory. The last game, he just won, keeping himself alive in this. Then you see Tinix swap to the Greatsword. This would be very frustrating if I was Kresuu. He could carry that frustration down into the loser's bracket if Tinix takes this.
Some nice dares. Got to keep that frustration for the current game. Getting some good damage built up. The neutral signature not quite enough to finish off this first stock. Another side air will put Tinix off stage. Tinix going to get up safely.
Kresuu is mounting a decent comeback. He's only about halfway through this final stock, and he has Tinix in the red. Side sig, oh, going to go with the neutral light. That solid neutral light he was using earlier on the Val pick.
Goes for the wake-up gravity cancel down signature. Tinix with the punish, and the weapon toss will connect. Tinix going to earn his spot in the winner's final to go up against his opponent, Ariel.
I think Tinix is going to be very happy with that, and Kresuu is going to be very unhappy with that. You're seeing some of the replays from that last game into that first stock with the recovery. Has the sword in hand. There's the D-Light recovery to take out the second stock. Weapon toss goes in, gets away from the D-Sig. That's going to be an easy punish. As long as Tinix doesn't jump the gun and try to punish it too early, that puts Bryn in a lot of recovery frames, so you just have to maintain control of yourself and just push down the impulses to punish too early.
Yeah, that is definitely something, a trap that people can fall into, is knowing that they're safe and going, oh, now I can punish, and then just jumping back into the move. But good plays coming out from Tinix, going to earn their spot in the winner's bracket to go up against Ariel. Like we're saying, it'll be interesting to see what